Hey guys, haven't really made a video in a while. Kind of been away from social media, but give you guys a little update about where I'm at. Poker wise, so a couple months ago, I went on a pretty big downswing in poker. Uh, Probably dusted like $18,000 in a few weeks. Um, Quite honestly, I know everyone says, "Oh, I just ran bad," but I genuinely ran like fucking dog shit. I ran so fucking bad that it's just not even funny. And anyone who kept up with you know, my social media at the time could attest to all the fucking bad beats I was running into. Um but that's not to excuse. I feel like at some point in that downswing, I did lose confidence and I probably wasn't playing. I don't think I was playing bad, but I wasn't playing my best game. Um, Around that time, I, I just, I had a lot going on. I had a lot of turmoil in my life, a lot of uncertainty in general. Um, and I feel like I had tied so much of my self worth to my results in the game. Um, and it kind of made me want to take a break from social media and a break from doing the bankroll challenge. And, um, you know, like, I don't know, like, a few things changed, in that time that kind of helped turn things around. Number one, you know, conversations with my mom, my stepdad as well. But, my mom, you know, there was one point where she reminded me, she said, I'm paraphrasing it, but she said, you know, like, I'm not a poker player. I'm not Miles, the poker player. You know, I'm, you know, like, I'm Miles, the person. And we aren't what we do, we are who we are in a sense. It's not about what you do, it's not about how much money you make, it's not about your status, your wealth. It's about who you are, it's about um, the people that you touch. Um, it's about the difference that you make. And, you know, like, I don't know what difference, I've made in the world. Probably none. Obviously none. But I feel like I've made a difference in the people around me in a positive way, and I thought about that. I've thought about who in my life have I made a difference on people in a positive way overall in my life, and I honestly feel like the answer to that is yes. And I started to take more pride in who I was as a person. And I feel like I've been able to kind of balance, because obviously I still put a lot of my self identity and my worth into poker. Um, I want to be great in the game, and I want to, um, it's something I want to conquer, right? Um, but with that being said, a lot of my self worth, like, all of my self worth doesn't just come from the game, a lot of it I feel like, you know, comes from who I am, and I think that's true for all of us. So I don't know, I feel like I had that shift, and once I started tying less importance, into my poker results, I feel like I started to stabilize, and then eventually, the last especially the last few weeks, I've had a lot of success, and um, I've had a lot of success, recently, and kind of, I mean, I'm basically closed the gap on the downswing, minus like a few $1,000s. And we're still on a good pace this year overall in poker. I think we're on a pace for $75,000 this year, which isn't bad. Obviously, it's not the goal, but it's still very early in the year, and that's not accounting for, once we stick at 400, 400 NL, and then possibly move up to 800 at some point. Our win rate, or maybe not win rate, our hourly is going to continue to climb, hopefully. So, yeah, I mean, like overall, I guess things have been good. Um, my personal life has actually been really good. You know, I, I have a family that loves me. I have really, really good friends. I have great friends. I recently, started dating my girlfriend. I want to say like it's been around a month, and she's awesome. There's so many good things that I have going on in my life right now, that I'm grateful for. Um, so, I guess as much as I want to be great at poker, as much as I have my goals with poker, I think right now I'm trying to enjoy everything good in my life, um, while also just trusting that, like, if I keep putting in the work and the time and disciplined and resilient enough to continue to go through the swings, that I will eventually get to where I need to be. So that's all I got for this video. Again, I'll try to post more, but again, that's what I got for you guys. A little update. Till next time.